So I got in touch with guys from Gendo and they showed me some amazing tricks on how you can be able to make your render look good using the AI tool. And I want you also to listen to it and see if it can be helpful to you. Go to their site and give it a try to see if it works or not. If these tricks, they will help you to improve your render or not. And I'd like to know or to see your render. So feel free to share it with me in my email. I'll provide the email in the description and also my WhatsApp number. You can be able to share it with me directly and I'll check it. Then later on, we'll make a video about a week or two from now. We make a video about the same on how we find the tool to be. I love my report and also love to see your results so that I make a video which has more information on how each person finds it to be. So feel free to watch it and let me know in case of anything. Please let me know what do you think about the same. The site is in the description as well, how you can get to it and give it a try.
Daylight. Well, I'm not really good at prompting, but the good thing is we have a prompt enhancement. I'm in this one, so if I just use this prompt enhancement, I get a pretty good, well-structured prompt out of this one most of the time.
Yep.
I'm just going to give it a read. Exterior scene featuring a building under a clear blue sky, large windows reflecting daylight, bright natural sunlight. Modern architecture design, clean lines, minimal decorations, outer daylight, vibrant color. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this one. So I will press generate. Now, while this is happening, I can, if I tell you about a describe tool here, so you can always, if you didn't have anything to start with, if you had no sketch or no image, you can always start describing what you want it to generate, and it will do that as well. So describe, we've seen a lot of how you just mainly use this for a concept development. So if you didn't have anything, you want to start with a basic idea, you can use describe. So let's see if we have this. Yeah, so it takes usually 20 to 30 seconds for an image to generate. Now, if you, yeah, there we go. So I think this is a pretty good result. So yeah.
Yeah, that one looks impressive. So it means when you begin, you have to use like such a black and white model.
It's not the case all the time. I've used it here, and definitely if you have a very well drawn sketch, it does an amazing job most of the time, right? But it doesn't. You don't always have to start with a sketch. You can always start with a, let's say, if you had a 3D raw image as well, it would produce a pretty good result. It doesn't have to be a sketch like this all the time.
Yeah, I think on that note as well, I think what also helps is we saw in the video as well, like when you took the screenshot, you also included the Windows UI as well. So the ArchiCAD, the buttons and stuff like that. And I think what it ends up doing is that it confuses the AI as well. So I think just if you take the screenshot of just the building, basically, I think you'll get much better results.
I see. I tried it, but there's another option I tried where I imported an image from. I don't think if I showed it on the video, but I'd imported a video of an image from Twinmotion, a Twinmotion render, and I placed it there. Then I also added a reference image, but it wasn't as amazing. Although that one was about I think June, should be in June or maybe May. It was some time ago.
Yeah, we've definitely improved the platform as a whole since then. But yes, like he has said, if you so even with the sketch as well, definitely no text. We say no text, no measurements, and things like that because those just confuses the AI. Definitely a pure image like this. I mean, just for comparison, I mean, this is a pretty handy tool that I'll show you. This is a preview image in Canvas sort of tool where you can see if. So, for example, this is the image we put in, and this is the image we bought, right? So you can see that it's sort of has.
Yeah, this one looks impressive.
Yeah, it is adhered to your like structure wholly. It's pretty good one, right? So you can use this tool to see if the generations has changed anything on your original image as well. And it's a handy tool.
I saw the button for composition is the one which affects like if you change it, there's a way
Yeah,
that it changes the design if you change it a lot. I don't know, it
it
was
does. Yeah.
composition.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean the concept is that this liners are basically saying to AI that, how much freedom do you want to give it to the model, right? It's a do you, for example, if we put the competition all the way up, I just yeah. So if I give the competition all the way up, then it doesn't have any freedom to change structure. Maybe even the background will not change, for example, right? So we put it in the middle so that it stick to structure where it changes the other things surrounding the image.
Yeah.
And now if we put the competition as well all the way down, then it could change the structures a little bit. So that's why we always say start with the middle, and then if you think that actually this changed something in my image and it did not stick to my structure, then try increasing it slightly and see what happens. But it's always iterative process, obviously, to get what you want.
I see.
Make sense?
Yeah, it
Babs?
makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
I
Thank
tried
you.
playing around with it, even with the color tool. I know
Yeah,
you've not gone to it. I was saying that I tried playing
yeah, that's
around with it,
great.
including the color tool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I was sort of was about to show you next, which is our material tool. Now this, I mean, in here you can sort of like download the image that you want using this sort of a quick view of all of the generated image as well. The idea behind obviously generating photo images is that it's an AI, it's still an unpredictable sort of model, which means our hope is you'd like at least one of them out of four,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. It looks the current one, selected one looks nice.
Yeah, so let's try some material test, material tool now. So material, the idea behind material is that you can select a specific material
Mm.
and change the design of that. So let's go, well, let's say, for example, if I wanted to sort of change this from a concrete image to something like, well, you can use masking, the reference image in material as well, which works pretty well. I'm going to see if I have a, yeah, so I have this one material. So I want this to be a cotton still instead of the concrete. So cotton still. I don't actually. Whenever I'm using the platform, I always use prompt enhancement because it is pretty good. So brush still natural metallic gray color, metallic finish. So I think it's going to get like a good idea from what I have sort of put in as a reference image. So let's see what it gives me. But it should ideally give me sort of not change anything else in the image other than the part I've selected. So this is a pretty handy tool for you to, for example, if you want to sort of play around with different materials on your design,
Yeah.
or even sometime in rendering, if you sort of think like, oh, this is not the material I wanted, and it does that many times that, you know, like you do rendering and then it's not the material you want, then you can always go into material and then change that to the one that you want. Let's see what sort of results it gives. While this is happening, I will also now tell you about, oh, actually, we're already here, so I'll tell you about the history a little bit later then. But look at this one. So this is pretty good. Now, everything else is exactly the same,
Yeah,
except for this bit, right?
that's good. Yeah, that's good and fast.
Yeah, that's the magic. So it's we right now sort of selecting the material on our tool is a little bit tricky. So for example, sometime, you know, if you sort of wanted to only select one bit, sometimes it selects the whole thing, and you have to. And this is a handy sort of, tool which instruction as well. So right click for selecting, and then left click for sort of unselecting it. So if you, that's not obvious, I know, on our platform at the moment, and all we're sort of working to improve that. But if you do that, for example, you had to select the whole thing, but then I clicked left and it's unselected the thing that I didn't want to, right? So you can play around with it like that as well. So sometimes you could be, you might have to select a very small thing and then might select the bigger frame. So you can do a left click to unselect. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to a different tool. Maybe let's go to Enhance tool. So in Enhance, I will, the whole idea behind Enhance is that, let's say if you have a good, okay looking, but like all 3D image, something that is made in Inkscape, software like Inkscape, then you can sort of change that into a really good photorealistic image. So I'm gonna sort of try to do this image. Can you see the image now?
Yes. It is
Right.
visible.
So, yeah. So this is a pretty, as you can see here, it all looks 3D. It's
Yeah.
it's actually one of our users sort of built this in Inkscape.
It doesn't look
And
nice.
yeah, it doesn't look nice, right? So what you want to do is, and this is extra forward, there's no prompting here in Enhance. You just want to enhance this to make it look more photorealistic. And while this is happening, I will go to the history one. So in history, you can almost see all of your images that were created, but but not everything that's generated is here. Everything that you clicked is here. So for example, out of 4 images, if you clicked in, let's say, one of the image, then that gets stored into history. But if you didn't click it, you won't. So just to keep in mind, for example, then if you didn't want to add this to, if you wanted to add any of these, let's say if you want to add all 4 of these to history, then you have to click all 4 of them. So clicking in the sense here is we say it's like when you click it, it's in a sense it's adding to a canvas, right? So let's, so we have an enhanced result now. As you can see here, this is our enhanced image, right? So do you see the difference from like what we had put in and what we got now? It's pretty.
It is some difference, but it's small, very little. I mean, except for the first tree on there's this tree which has some flowers on it. That one looks pretty cool. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, maybe I will show you the difference like this. So for example, this is our original image, right? And this is our changed image. So it's sort of like
It's very minor, huh?
it sticks to exactly what you input, but changes from a 3D cartoonish looking view to sort of more photorealistic. So the trees looks more real. And then that's the function of this
The enhanced
tool. Yeah, it's not a huge change. It's like the idea is that you have something that looks very cartoonish and you want to change that to slightly more photorealistic without changing anything in the image, right?
This first tree, the first tree looks more realistic. That
This
one,
one
yeah,
looks,
yeah.
yeah,
But the other
really,
one, small, like I think the other one is still. Although,
yeah.
yeah, when you
This is
zoom in,
still,
it's better. Yeah, when you zoom in, it looks better. Yeah, I see.
it does look better, doesn't it? Yeah. So if you
Yeah,
look at
it
this
looks
one
better.
versus this one, you can see the leaves are pretty 3D. They don't really look like leaves if you zoom in, right?
Yeah.
But then then you can see
Yeah,
that these all.
it looks realistic. I see now.
Yeah. And then, well, I know it looks a bit
What about
blurry now.
what about the ground? The ground.
Oh, let's see the ground as well. So the ground looked like this before, which you can clearly see it's a 3D image put in, and then you can do this and it looks much more real, right? Yeah, do you see it? So
Yeah.
it looks more like there's a stone there. There's like some clear divide. It looks much more real than the. I would say it looks much more real than the.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks more realistic. The only side maybe is the where you have the bricks, yeah? Where you have the car, where the car is parked.
yeah. This one, the bricks one, right?
Yeah, the brick one doesn't look
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. So
But I see
this
it
is
looks
like,
nice. These other things. Also the car, yeah, also the car, I've seen the difference. The car now looks realistic, yeah. I see.
yeah. You can see it now. The car, even car. So like this was the car, which is pretty 3D, right? And then if you look at this one, this is like a real car.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I agree with you. I think when you zoom in, then you can see the real difference. But you can always, again, change the material into this image as well. You can go into material workflow with, so for example, in this image, you can say, and if I go into material and say I want this sky to be, I want this to be like blue, not this one. Sorry, let me just clear this. This is one of the workflows I was thinking, but you can sort of prompt it to change the sky
material
to blue, and then you just look more real. a bit. The idea is like you can go into material workflow with from anything
And
within the tool.
and like if you have such a scene, can you be able to play around with assets now? Say you want to introduce maybe another seat somewhere, another bench that is.
Another bit. Okay.
Can you?
No.
Is that
I mean,
possible?
if you yeah, so not at the moment. So not in the material tool right now. So the idea like adding or sort of removing materials, it does not work
That
well
one
at the moment.
has to come from your primary software.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
so
see.
that doesn't work well at the moment. It's like because we are sort of our expectation is that you've sort of like decided on like what are the materials and where they go before you sort of come into Gendo usually. Unless you can sort of describe to play around with it though. For example, you can go to describe and then say create me a scene with this one maybe, and then you can sort of explain that, but it might not do exactly what you want because it's still an AI.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah, super. So the next tool I'm going to show you is this style, which is very simple. You can sort of, I'm just going to add this to this one into my style frame, and you can choose any style you want. So let's say sometimes you don't always want your client to see just one style. If they want, let's say something like a hand sketch or even a watercolor. It does a pretty good job of changing this image into a different style. Yeah, that's literally is what style does, which is pretty simple. Make sense, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's still generating.
It's still generating. Yeah, but I just want to make sure you're good at that one. And also just want to make sure that I know we've sort of run way out of time, and you're okay with that, right, Jamie?
No, I'm okay.
So, yeah.
I'm okay. I even want to know more about Quick Populate. I think the last time I did a video on it, it wasn't there.
No, and I definitely want to tell you about that as well. So, but look at this one. So this is the most of watercolor kind of image rather than a normal one. So this is what the style does, really. Yeah.
Yeah, I see the difference.
You can do this with any image, and you can sort of create any kind of style you want. We've seen a lot of our users use this mostly for like portfolio marketing and things like that. So you want to like present your good work and art in different form of styles, right? So that's where it's like most useful.
Okay.
Super. So I'll go into cutout now. So this is one of the new feature, which is you can create people. And well, before that, do you add people into like any of your sort of workflow, any of your image when you're creating a scene?
I usually add people.
You do. How do you do that now? Like, do you usually have a sort of a gallery of people stored in your computer
So
and YouTube?
for Twinmotion, it has a lot of they're called characters. So it has
Character.
it has a lot of them, and if you want extra, you can be able to download. Like
Okay.
in hospital, different scenario, school, shopping.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Well, this is then I will show you the magic. So now this is going to be you can sort of choose a style, like what should the people be doing, right? Let's say I want to create someone that is just casually walking, of the age 26 to 35. Let's use an sort of Indian ethnicity, male, and maybe sort of wearing suits, right? Suits, and I'll just put a keyword called office or something like that, right? And it should pick that this is what I'm trying to create. So the generation time in Qatar is usually a little bit high. While this is sort of generating, and we'll see what comes out of this. I'll show you an export feature, which is you can. I cannot actually go out of Qatar while I'm doing this. Sorry, this is one of our very new feature, which is still in beta, and it's not fully launched into all of the users yet. But I think you'll love this one.
So I'm guessing if you use Twinmotion, you have to put in a lot of characters into your scene, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. I've also used Twinmotion before, and so I think one of the struggles that I usually have is when you put in a lot of people, especially with like animated people, the file gets really heavy, right? It can go up to like 2 gigabytes, 3 gigabytes very easily.
Yeah.
But I think with the cutout, essentially, so if you just wait for it to finish, what it ends up doing is that I think it can dramatically reduce the file size inside your scene, because what you end up have to do is that you don't need to necessarily import people into Twinmotion, but rather you can do it as a post-production thing where you do it, in Photoshop, and you'll still get the high level of quality that you normally get. Oh yeah, so there we go.
Yeah.
So
So this
It looks
is what
pretty. It looks cool. Nice.
Yeah. So this is a sort of you can easily
So
download this.
it means you can even have a variety of like different people in your scene, because in most cases for like Twinmotion you might have to repeat the same faces.
Yeah.
Like the
So
same.
with Twinmotion, the library is quite limited, and so Bish, if you can take a look, if you can open the tab for ethnicity and age as well.
Yeah.
So we have a plenty of people in different age groups, and then with ethnicity, we have so many different variations of people. You can be African, Asian, Indian, Hispanic. There's so many options as well.
Yeah.
And what this tool is really brilliant for is that no two people are the same. So basically, you get a very customized character for each output, and it's an infinite amount of generation, so to speak.
This is interesting now. Yeah, this one is interesting.
Yeah, and we have like various positions as well, so like jogging, dancing, running, sitting down, so you can sort of go with anything you want. And then there's a really easy way to like sort of arrange the angle as well. It's like, do you want this to be sitting down like this, or really infinite, as he says.
Yeah, so you can also move the camera as well to match the perspective inside your render, which will help you out a lot, especially if you want characters in a very specific perspective.
Yeah, super. And then the next one is the quick populate, which is one of our newest feature. And it's in beta as well, so you'll get an email very soon to say that you have now access to this. So if I show you how does this one work, is let me see if I have some images I can play with. Okay, so let's try this one. Okay, so let's say this is an image that I want to add some people into it. Like, so I've sort of like gone in, this is my final version of rendering. Looks good now, and before I send it to the client, I want to add some people, so that looks much more real, right? It's real now, but it looks more real. Then you can literally say, choose a density, maybe I will say some. You can choose demographics as well, which if you didn't, then it would just be like a mix of people. Then I want to say sort of casual. Just do this one bar. Then you can just put like some of the keywords. And it should just, let's see what it gives us. So it's just generate an image without changing anything. Yes, it's in process. Sorry, I thought it was this one. But so this is an interesting feature. It should help you out, people.
Yeah. So I think where this is going to help you out a lot, especially is so you're going to have tons of people into your scene without breaking your 3D scene. So I'm guessing if you use like SketchUp or Rhino or even Twinmotion, right? Like you always have to add in people, and just adding in one person is quite heavy enough. If they're animated, it's even heavier. But with this, you don't have to deal with that headache anymore, where you just have to put in the image, and then you just have to click on generate, and it generates all the people for you. So you can even have pretty dense scenes as well. So so if you go to packed as well, you can generate tons of people So I think the heaviest amount of people was maybe like a couple hundreds for like a stadium scene, right, Fish?
Yeah, we can do that. So for example here, right, if I go to like what we had as an input versus output, right, you can see this one here, right? Do you see this one, right? So there's no change in anything, right? Everything's exactly.
There's a table that
Is that do you find any changes?
I think there's
Sorry.
no change except for the table. The guys, the other, you see the three in the background. The three in the back.
Yeah, but you can also, if you don't like the table, you can always like go to different options of the image as well. So sometimes it does generate a bit of furniture just to make the scene a little bit more natural. But obviously you have 4 different options, so you're feel free to pick and choose which image suits your needs the best.
Maybe now my question will be like, can you now be able to, if say like it chooses that table where it placed it, can you be able to say another prompt and it moves the table to a different location? Because say like that side you might want people to be able to walk through.
Okay.
So
yeah, so you're saying like if we can sort of move this table
like
to
move
somewhere
it
else.
like a meter, move it on certain side like a meter or half a meter, etc.
We don't have that precisely sort of moving the specific object. I think it's the same thing again. Hopefully soon, right? With the speed that we're going. But for example, here you can see the table, which is it's added, but like you'll always have an image where it doesn't add anything. For example, in this image,
yes,
it has added anything here. So it's just yes, so it hasn't added anything in this one, right? So you can see that there's no table. Just the people and the drink has been added. Yeah.
So the good thing is because you're getting like 4 images, you might find 2 or 3 which are better.
Yes. So I mean, here it's added the whole table and people there. But yes, you'll definitely find at least one image that's just like perfect. That's good enough for you to do something. If not, we always say try. It's an iterative process again. Sometimes you just have to try different sort of density, different keywords as well. Yeah.
But if you write in the prompt like we're saying additional keywords, but you say that but don't add any object or anything, does it work?
If you don't
You
add
say
any
don't add any table, yeah?
It does work, yeah. So if you didn't add any of the keywords as well, it still works. Yes, correct. Yeah. Keywords is just to give it more context, really. Otherwise, it does work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, shall we try to push the boundaries, Bish, and try to populate the scene as much as we can with packed, I think.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's find. I'm going to find. Okay, let's try maybe this image with which So this is an image, probably a holiday house in looks like in Egypt, right? Let's do packed. So I will not put anything in there, and then just generate. Waiting for estimated time. It does take some time to sort of do
Does the time
generation.
depend? Does it depend? Oh no, it doesn't depend on one's internet, yeah.
Yes, it does depend on internet as well. It depends on like how busy we are as well. So how many sort of people are trying to do that as well. It depends on a lot of things, to be honest. Let's say.
So priority is given to like. Oh, I see.
There you go. So as you can see here, he has rightly sort of understood that this is a water, so he has not put any people on top of that. So he was working around it, and because we selected packed, it's like it's done sort of as you can see, it's created a lot of people. I think even if you choose packed, right, it sort of understands the context of the scene and creates what is packed for that specific place, right? I had come across an image where like if it's like in a street in Tain Street, and if you choose packed, you just show like a pack of people just walking. Looks like Just about to walk into a busy train station, really. But yeah, this is it. I hope you like the tools. I think the final thing is the export, which I'm sure you've already explored, which is you can export images into different resolutions. If you did 2x and 4x, it does come out pretty good. I'm sure you've sort of tried this one already. We've had this before.
Yes.
But yeah, this is it. If you have any questions, feel free to fire away.
I don't have any question. I think this was more informative than what I was doing before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, amazing. I hope it helps you maybe create more videos with Gendo, right? And then and helps you sort of create much better results and helps you add value to your work.
Yeah, I mean, if you have any questions, we have a dedicated team of AI specialists and engineers who are here to, answer any of your questions. And obviously, we want to hear your input as well because we want to hear where you want to take Gendo as well because obviously you're the priority in terms of you're using the tool every day, and basically we want to see how we want to develop these tools. So your input is super important.
Yeah, for now. So you're saying that if I have any question, I can be able to send or the email or like right now.
Of course.
Yeah, send an email to any of us. It's good. Yeah.
But right now, I think for now I'm okay. I'll try these tricks that you've shown me to see how it comes out. Like the first one, was amazing. The first one, the render tool.
Yeah.
And
No, super. What we'll do is we will just give you say 200 points, 200 credits now. Maybe that's for you to play around more with Gendo, and just let us know. And hope you become a permanent Gendoer. So just trying to still come up with another Gendies.
Why did you guys by the way pick the name Gendo? Or what does it mean? Gendo. Is it Gendo or Gendo? Gendo.
Well, it's pronounced Gendo, but the name comes from. Well, I might have a very half-baked story, to be honest. My co-founder would have been so much better to tell the story. But it is like a there's a Rhinoceros. Do you know Rhino? Was there an artist named like a Rhinoceros a while ago who played a much bigger role in architecture?
Yeah. I think still around.
Yeah. So the backstory behind the name Gendo is actually behind this the story of Dürer's rhinoceros, which is like a very famous like woodblock print in the history of art. So the idea is, the artist created the woodcut without ever seeing a rhino, essentially. So it just only relied on description. I think it was like a sketch from some other unknown artist, and it was the first approach from text to image, basically. So, I think this is where we're getting the name Gendo.
Yeah, and the rhinoceros are called Gaida in sort of the other language. And that's on like a Gendo. It's like a Gendo is in Hindi and Sanskrit, which is like one of the oldest scriptural language. It's called Gaida, which means rhinoceros. So it's that's how it's connected.
I see. I'll give it a try and see the outcome for the first one, because you said Hakim said that I made a mistake by taking the screenshot of the entire thing, including the tabs at the top. So I'll try that one as well. Then I think for enhance it's better now. If I have like my Twinmotion image, I can be able to put in, or from Lumion, I can put it on and try to enhance it a little bit.
Yep.
Then another problem I had with the reference, I think it was with render. When you put the reference now, it was changing the background. It was changing the background to be more like the reference, but not the image. Although that was, I think, around June again.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say give it a try again, and then let us know how you find this time.
Okay.
Right. Thanks so much for your time today, Webs. It's been great to speak to you, and I hope to speak to you again soon in future.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.